All right, so I'm taking a look at the newly released Lishan i6, as we can see right here. So as usual, I'm going to start from the radar sensor. So up there we have a radar sensor, which controls the autonomous driving and navigation. And on the windshield, there are some cameras there protruding for the safety and automatic wipers, that kind of thing. And then we come to the windshield area. It's a relatively flat windshield, but it's a long windshield stretching from there to the bottom. And then up here we have our wiper blades showing, very wide wiper blades on the windshield. And we come down here, you have the DRL, the daytime running light, running all the way from the left to the right. And it's two-tone, two colors. So you have the white and then you have the orange, which is illuminated whilst you're driving. And as you can see, the bonnet slides down to the front, looking really unique. It's very similar, same design as the i8. And then we come to your badging and then your number plate placement area. So like I showed, you knock twice here and then it opens. Gotcha. Oh. And down there you have some radar or lidar sensors up down there as well. And you get a camera in front. You get your parking sensors here, and then the headlamps are down below. So you have your high beam, low beam right there. And you have a black panel on which has been installed a proximity sensor. So that's it for the front. Let's go on to the left hand side of the car. So we have, this one comes with Michelin tires, 265/45 rim 21 tire size, and it comes in this lovely rim. So you have a combination of metal, alloy, and plastic, and that combination is really nice. And this lovely gray color, and it comes with air suspension, so you can see the setup in there, looking really cool, and it fills the wheel well really nicely. So that's great. And then on the left hand side we have a camera here, camera there, and a camera there as well. And it also has a blue autonomous illumination, and here you have key card entry or your phone entry, so that's neat. Let me just step back a little bit so we can see the full size or profile of the car. And it comes in this two-tone material, two-tone color. So you have black here, you have the main color, and then on the bottom you have a black plastic trim to take away some of the bulkiness. So let's go around the car before we come into the details. And let me just show you here. So it has the pop-out style door handles, and it has soft closed doors. So when I shut it, it's going to suck it in. So that's really cool. Let's see if the rear tire size is different. It is the same at 265/45 rim 21. So that's nice. And then we go on to the back. It has this falling sort of design on the rear, and to open the charging port you just press that and it pops out automatically, and you have your fast and slow charging ports with a light indicator. And to shut it, you just push it back and it shuts relatively fast. And if we look at the rear, I like the rear of the car more. It looks beautiful. And let's take a look at the design here. So it's going to be tricky because of these bike mounts, but if we look here, there's a brake light bar here, two cameras in the middle, and then continues all to the right hand side. And then you have your daytime running lights starting not way to the side, but just to the side enough for visibility. And it breaks off here and continues all the way to the other side. And you got your proximity sensors there. You got a black panel there housing a reflector here. Get a number plate placement area, and you have a camera there as well. So let me just step back a little. It has bike mounts on it, so you can mount your bikes if you're going on a holiday. That's really nice. So it's pushed down now for the purpose of opening the boot, and you can push it back up. So you have your i6 badge in here on the right, and the right hand side is basically going to be the same as the left hand side. So with that done, Let me move into the interior and show you from the boot. To open the boot, kind of tricky here, pardon me. You press that as usual and the boot opens. Electronic tailgate, and as you can see, it has a huge boot space, and there is extra space on the bottom as well. So if you look here, if I take this out, you have humongous extra space here. So that's really cool. You get your triangle here, and you get a pocket here for space here for storing your charging cables, and then you got extra storage area, the interior lighting, one here, one on the right hand side. You got a hook here, and you get a 12-volt socket here for hoovering and connecting other devices. And on the left hand side, you have buttons for increasing and reducing the height of the car because it has air suspension. And then you have this button here for controlling the seats right and left, for collapsing the seats right and left. So yeah, overall a very nice boot space. And the boot lid, the inside of the boot lid is covered with plastic, and to lock it, you just press this button and then it goes down and locks up. Now let's look at the rear interior. So to open the door, you just press that, and if we look at the configuration of the door, so it has very nice rubber seals on the edges to prevent noise from getting in the car, and it has this sunshade as well, manually controlled, so you can pull it up and just hook it up here for when it's very sunny out, and if you don't need it, you just pull it down. Very neatly done. Has some very nice leatherette here, and it has a true door handle, not the press ones. These are more reliable because they are controlled by cable. And then it's really nicely damped, feels very comfortable. You got a speaker grill here. You got an area for holding to push to pull. You got your button for lowering and raising the mirror, which is tinted from factory, so you don't have to do it aftermarket. And I like the design. It's very plain, very nice. Inside the door pocket is not lined with felt, but the rubber is not too hard, so I don't think things are going to be annoyingly rattling. And then you got a speaker grill here, and the doors go all the way down, so it's going to prevent debris from hitting your clothes when the weather is bad out. Now the door opens to about, I would say, 70 degrees, so with this much opening, it's very easy to get into the car. And then here we have buttons to control the recline of the seat. So if I push it, you can see what's happening. And then you also have, if I push this one, you can see the leg rests coming down. So rear passengers can rest their feet on it while they're sat down. And if I press it again, you have to hold it up to the level you want. So you have to hold it all the way in order to get it back in place. And then you got some really nice carpet material here. The floor is completely flat because it's an electric car. And if we look at the configuration of the seats, perforated seats, really nice design. Not a lot of support on the side, but I think it's adequate for this kind of car. It's a bench style seat and it looks nice. Isofix anchor points on both side seats. And to get a middle seat handrest down, you just push that. You can place your phone in here. It's rubberized, and so it's going to be comfortable to, it's going to be safe to leave your phone here. It's not against hard plastic. There's a rubber here that moves that's going to hold it in place. And you also got two cup holders here. You can rest your hands here. So that's nice. But if we sit in the rear seat, this is what you're seeing. I'm 183 centimeters tall, and as you can see, I have more than enough space, and my feet can go under the front seat, so that's really nice. And there's enough thigh support as well, so it's a very comfortable car to sit in. And we look down here, we got our air vents for both passengers. You have type C charging port, so you have 67 watts on both sides. And then you have your temperature controls here. You have cool seats, ventilator seats, and heater seats, climate control, and you can change the temperature and do all that kind of stuff. So that's nice. And then we go down here, we have a refrigerator, so you can turn it on, set the temperature for cold and heating. You can set the temperature plus minus, and then to open it, you just press this eject button. It pops out automatically, and you see the number of bottles you can place in there, so you can cool and warm up food or drinks whilst you're on the move. And if you don't need it, you just push it back and lock it up. So that's really nice. Having a fridge in a car these days in China has become really a standard thing. It's not something of a luxury anymore. So the rear of the passenger seat has that footrest I showed you earlier, but behind the driver is a storage pocket. So very straightforward design, but it makes so much sense. Now above the passenger seat, you have the speaker grill, you have a grab handle, and you also have interior lighting, which is touch sensitive. So that's really cool. And then we come to the screen. So hitherto only 6-seat cars, SUVs in China would have this, but now you have it as an option. You can spec it up when you are ordering the car, and it also comes in a really nice size as well. So you get speaker grills up here on both sides, and then you have this huge screen which is very crisp and very clear. And even as sitting here as a passenger, you can see that I have a full view of the middle floating screen, and then also on the main driver screen as well. And let's get closer to the screen so you see how huge it is. And then you have options here. It's all in Chinese now, but obviously you can switch it into English, so you can have your movie app populate movie apps right here. You can go back to the home page. You have your music. You can populate your apps here, and you can install more. And you can also go for some settings for the rear passengers. So yeah, and I believe speaking Chinese, you can do lots of voice activation as well. And if we look up here, we have a panoramic sunroof here for the rear passengers, and there's a dedicated one for the front passengers as well, which has a shade. So if you look here, you can see a sunshade. So electronically, you can shut the sunshade. So that's really nice. Let's move into the front seat. So the front passenger seat, the configuration of the door is very similar. The same functions you had in the rear is what you have here. And if we look at the seat, it has all the regular buttons and then lumbar support and all that kind of stuff. This has zero gravity function as well. You can lay this seat flat, and then the front passenger can relax. Now let's look at the door opening. It's also very wide. I would say a bit wider than the maybe about 80 degrees. And it has very nice seats, perforated seats for cooled and for ventilated and heating. And it has a very nice design, very good support on the side. Has some humongous foot space here, and you have extra storage under the center console, just like it's on many cars now. So if I just sit in it with my long legs, as you can see, I have so much space. I have a lot of headroom as well at 183 centimeters tall. That's really impressive. Let's look at the sun visor. So you have a nice sun visor. It's not Alcantara, but it's very nice regular car fabric material, but looks really good. And you have a vanity mirror here, very, very huge. And you just push it away. You have a speaker grill right on your head. And we look at the dash. So you have airbag indication here. And even though you have this huge screen, as you can see, at my eye level, I can see the road very clearly. So the screen is not obstructing in any way. And it's a good distance. Even with my long legs, see how stretched out I am. Really, really comfortable. And if we look here, we have air vents coming in. The front air vents are not manually controlled. They are controlled on the screen. And then you go down here, you have a huge glove box, which is lined with felt. So if I just run my finger, you can see how much time it takes to get to the end. Really nice, lined with felt, very, very comfortable, nicely damped. I love this. And you can see the screen is divided into two. And so you have one directly in front of the passenger for their own entertainment. And there's so much information on this. I'll take a look at it in a second. But if you look here, you have this stationary hand rest here, and if you press here, you can have extra storage space here. It's not deep, but it's wide enough. Interestingly, it's not lined with felt, but I'm sure you can just get some secondary rubber material in there and it will do the same job of preventing things from rattling about. So that's nice. You have two nice cup holders here. They have these grips here, mobile grips that will hold anything in place. So that's cool. And then here you have an extra storage area. And then you also have type wireless charging pads here. I'm not sure how fast. If the array is over 60, I'm guessing this would be at least 50 watts. And then you got air vents here as well for control. So that's nice. So let's move on into the driver's seat and see what it has to offer. Okay, so let's look at the driver's seat. So the driver's door definitely is similar to the other designs, but obviously the driver has more functions for locking and unlocking, controlling the direction of the mirror, the settings of the mirrors, and then you have four buttons for opening the windows. So that's really cool. And then you have your storage area here, and then the same buttons we had on the front passenger seat are the same we have here. So that's cool. Now let me just get in there. Before I get in the driver's seat, you have, just like on all the headrest, you have a nice pillow here for the driver's head. Perforated seats as usual. Pardon me if it's noisy. A lot of people are taking a look at this car. Now if I sit in it, if we look down here, I have tons of space between my knees and the dash. And let me continue here from the top. So you have a hazard button here. You got interior lighting, touch sensitive. You got a camera to monitor what's going on in the car, which you can shut for privacy. So that's nice. And again, we have a sun visor with a vanity mirror. You can see my face clearly. Very, very wide. And the lighting is adequately bright as well. And if we look there, we can see the HUD going on there. When you see that hole, you know you have a HUD and it's being displayed now. If you look in the distance. So that's nice. And then you have a speaker grill here, and you have one speaker grill in the middle there. I like how flat the dash is. It will be really easy to drive this car whilst on the move. You have a sensor here that is monitoring what's going on in the car. I wonder if it doubles as a camera as well, but you can see a sensor illuminated there. So overall, I like the design of the dash, easy to see over. We have a driving mirror connected to one of the cameras in the rear. So you're not looking at a mirror, but you're looking at the feed from one of the cameras. And the steering wheel is a smallish kind of steering wheel, and it only flattens a little bit on the bottom. So overall, you have an almost round steering wheel, but I think that the size fits this car really well. And let's look at the buttons here. So you have a turn signal button. So a lot of functions are deactivated for showroom purposes, so there's no sound, but it's very, very tactile. And it also doubles as for your lighting and for wipers. And on the right hand side, you have the stock for changing gears, and you press here to park. And if I move back, just as is typical of Lishan, you will see your range, your charge situation, your range here. You see your gear position here, time, date, temperature, that kind of thing. So this small screen, I think it's really, really helpful. So you have several options. You can look at the HUD, you can look on the steering wheel, which is right in front of you. And if that's not enough, you want to look at the screen, that's fine. But you have these two options to help keep your eyes on the road. And then you have your usual buttons here: voice activation, phone, sound, volume, next, that kind of thing. You have camera activation, like 360 camera, your cruise control. Okay, I believe this is a favorites button, and then you have a set button and a return button, and you get your horn in the middle. So this is a signature steering wheel of Lishan that you find in all their cars, and I like how flattened the horn is, so that's nice. Now let's take a look at the elephant in the room, which is always the screen. Some people would say it's distracting, but it's there if you need it. So just like on many other Chinese cars, you have here you have a lot of functions, all in Chinese, but you can change as you need it. So you can control the temperature, and it has this satisfying clicking sound. And you've got various backgrounds as well, which you can choose. Seat controls here, and to go back, you just flip back. So you have lots of settings of your seating, your Wi-Fi, your lighting, brightness of the screen, suspension, doors, all the functions you can think of, they're right here. So let me go back home. So we have it divided. You have your car information, you have your mapping, you have your AI stuff going on there. And when you click that, you can see the 360 view of the surrounding of the car, and that's why you have all those cameras. One purpose, you have a bigger display of your mapping, and it has real-time information, construction, which highways are available, traffic situation, that kind of thing. You also have all the settings for the car, suspension, all those things that you will need. You have settings here like I mentioned before, and then you also have your apps you can populate, so you can install more, but there are many apps here which are China specific. And then in the middle here you have your seat control, temperature, that kind of thing. Here you can open the frunk, that you can open the boot, your charging situation. It's basically all the functions you can think of. So there's a lot going on here. And then you have that secondary screen as well for the front passenger. So overall, a really beautiful car that looks very desirable. And I think that this i6 will be very popular for people who don't need the i8, which I've already reviewed on my channel. If you just want something like a smaller 5-seater, which has the same look and quality as the i8 over there, then this might be the one for you. Really nicely done by Lishan. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can grow it together. So till I see you in the next video guys, ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.